Hey you guys, it's Jen the Builder. I'm so excited to give you an intro on this episode. We are looking at changing and growing in 2022. And some of the things that we overlook is just simply learning from our mistakes. We know that famous quote that we learn from our mistakes. But the question is why do we resist it? So at Take the Elevator, we want to elevate and rise above by being okay with making these mistakes, but being lifelong learners by saying, okay, what do I need to take from this? So this is a two-parter. The first part is today's episode, and then we will finish it off in a couple of days. So hope you enjoy. Look up and let's elevate.
Every day, elevate. Every day, elevate. Every day.
Hey, it's Jen the Builder,
And Corey.
and we are taking the elevator today to somewhere I think that's going to be really good for us.
Absolutely.
And I love that the idea came from you. And so we're just going to expand on that and just really share our thoughts. So what we are going to be talking about today, because Corey, you said, well, why don't we talk about 2022 and the changes that people have to make or they go through? I said, absolutely. And I did a little bit of a spin, but we are going to talk about change.
Yeah.
But today we're going to talk about if we learn from our mistakes, why are we so resistant? I am going to be the first to confess that I was not comfortable with making mistakes. And even to this day, I struggle with making mistakes because I want to prevent them at all costs. Right. And Corey, was there a mistake that you made recently or last year that you really felt like you learned from?
Yes, I made a bunch of mistakes, but one of my biggest mistakes that you kind of ride me about is the purchasing of something that I'm not sure if I really need or really want it. And I make that mistake quite often in the music world because you don't have an opportunity to go in stores and try on or try out a piece of equipment. And you also don't have the opportunity to buy or bring home and use it and try it out and then take it back if it's not what you think it is. So all you can go on is what you find on YouTube or what someone tells you in the store. And if someone in the store tells you, oh, this is exactly what you're looking for and this is what you need, then you go home with that intention and then you realize, I can't use it.
The point is what are you doing with that mistake? What have you learned? Because they say that when you have the courage and integrity to own up to it, learn from it, people will remember you for the courage and integrity versus and probably forget what the mistake was originally.
I'll give you an example that I remember my mom and dad having issues with. My dad would take his shoes off and put them by the sofa opposed to in the room in the closet. And so that was a mistake he was making over and over and over again. And one day she just said, okay, this is what I'm going to do. If your shoes are by the sofa, I'm going to hide them. And then you're going to have to look for them until, and that literally taught him not to do it because he was so frustrated not being able to find his shoes.
And so here's a tip from me to you all who are listening. When you read a book, whether it be a how-to book, a personal development book, professional development, whatever it is, or a book that's fiction, when I read a book that's fiction, I still write down quotes of things that stick out to me. Or being a coach, I'll write things like, that was a really good coaching moment in this story, right?
Right.
So this book said that the more we take pride in what we do, the higher and more elevated our accountability is. And I find that to be very true. And ownership, right? So I can link this to a few things. Me as your wife. I take pride in being your wife. So there is going to be an elevated level of ownership and accountability for the things or for the mistakes that I may make. just remember that as you own your mistakes and you come clean, that courage and integrity, are what is really going to stick out to people. I hope you enjoy this episode. And what really is close and near and dear to my heart is that we keep in touch outside of the podcast. There's so many ways for us to connect. So if you please follow me, and if you need to send me a message, I'd love to hear from you on Instagram, GentheBuilder_elevate. I also have a YouTube now. If you're watching this, you know that I've got a YouTube, GentheBuilder. And then our website is www.thegencosoundco.com. I've updated my profile. I'm going to be blogging, and in the near future, creating more vlogs. So let's stay in touch, let's connect, and let's elevate.